Welcome back. Another episode of Walk-Ins Welcome, where we help patient care companies just like yours triple their revenue through digital marketing services, exceptional patient experience. Glad to have you back with us. My name is Nick Horde. I've got Michael Ray with me, and we have another exciting episode of All Things How to Grow Your Business.
Yeah, absolutely. And we just came flying off from Miami, literally.
Right. Super quick.
Yeah, that was quicker than any of us actually wanted.
Yeah, man. We were there for a agency conference that we attend. It's our goal to always be bringing the best, most forward-thinking marketing ideas to our clients. So we're part of an agency conference called Seven Figure Agency. It's one of those conferences that is very niched into helping digital marketing agencies serve their customers well. And we were there for our third conference of the year, our last conference of 2022. Mm-hmm. And Hurricane, what is it, Nicole?
Nicole.
Yeah, so Nicole decided to come blowing through. Yeah. Thank you, Nicole.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
And it was funny because even some of the members there, they're like, I didn't know there was a hurricane.
Right.
And they were literally in the middle of a presentation. The power went off for a hot second.
Right.
But hey, we can also blame 7FA for this podcast.
Yeah, they're the ones who told us to start one, so we did.
And we did that a year ago, and we literally don't even think about it. It just happens, and we love it.
So we record on Fridays. We deliver every Wednesday. We try and drop a new episode. I don't think we've missed, but maybe one.
Based on 52 weeks a year.
Yeah, we've missed exactly one, I think.
Just one. So we're doing
I'm
all
sure
right.
something had to have happened. We must have been sick or dead or something.
Or just holiday.
Well, today we get to talk about change. Like my plans changed going to the airport. My plans changed coming back from the airport. Yeah. Google got back and Google's changed. That's what happened today. So
yes. So we all know Google changes. Most of the time when you hear change with Google, it's algorithm change, which in our world means chaos.
Yep.
And then and no one, especially Google, will tell you what the change was. They'll give you like a vague, hey, go check out this area. But they don't tell you what it is. Because they did, we would all manipulate the mess out of it, and then they would lose a bunch of money on ads. So
well, here's the deal. Here's why we wanted to talk about this today. Mm-hmm. Arguably, the most important digital asset that you have as a patient care provider is your Google business listing. All right?
Oh, absolutely. If you can't get that right, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't get your presence right on Google, you're going to be a word of mouth business. That's all you're going to be. Because outside of that, you have to have your Google business profile, your Google business listing. That is how people find you on the internet. That is how people do a Google search and your name pops up. And so when they make a change to Google My Business, which is now called Google Business Profile, when they make a change of this magnitude, we have to bring this information to you. It's important.
Yeah, and it's been trickling too. So I guess
terribly.
Yeah, 4 months ago, they get put out the warning, hey, stop using the Google My Business app on your phone.
Right.
And they say, please start using Google Maps.
Yeah, and then they killed it.
And it's gone.
Yeah, this is the app on your phone, not your computer.
Yep. And which for us, we live on the desktop version because all the changes we have to make across the board. Well, and then one day we logged into our profile manager and it completely changed.
Like hundreds of businesses that we manage through this Google Business Profile Manager.
Yeah.
Right. So this is where you would go to log into business.google.com.
Yep.
You would log in with whatever you set your business up with.
Yep.
And then instead of logging into your business profile, you go to Google.
Yeah,
like Google.com.
It takes you back to your search engine result page with your profile. And at first glance, like, did it redirect me wrong? Why am I here?
Right.
And you're like, wait, what are all these new options? And it started to have like Google Plus vibes of where are they trying to force it into a social profile, the way they kind of laid out when I say a layout of buttons, it's literally a layout of circles with all these little icons now.
Right.
And it's terrible. Like, sorry, Google, I know you're fantastic at a lot of things, but interface is just not one of them right now. That is rough.
You would think as basically the leader of businesses that it would get this right. And I have to be honest with you, it was right.
It was really good.
I really don't understand. There's no logical reason in my mind from a client-facing side, customer-facing side. There's really no reason for them to have done this.
No, I'm sure there's something coming down the pipe that they're trying to connect all the dots to. But then also Google's really bad about beta testing the mess out of their public users, and then just cutting off the feature later because it didn't work. So this has been entertaining so far.
Well, so let's back up a little bit and shed some light on maybe why some of the changes are coming through. In our world, in the agency world, in the marketing world, Google is prevalent, important, number one. Like, it is the way you get found on the internet.
Yep.
And people are manipulating it in very negative ways.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I believe, if I'm trying to crawl into Google's brain for just a second, I think what they're trying to do is mitigate some of the fakeness that's out there.
Yeah.
Right. I would argue, I can't back this up, and we all know that stats are made up on the spot. But I'd say about 1 out of every 10 listings that you find out there are garbage listings.
Yeah, or they're duplicates and
A fake duplicate.
Yeah.
Just to benefit that one business.
Yeah, or it's a fake business just to grab leads. Yeah, it's a mess.
Let's say that you own an urgent care and your competitor owns an urgent care, and you do everything right, and you open up your Google business listing and you do everything you need to do to optimize that listing. People are finding you on the internet. Your competitor decides, hey, I want to get found up in more of the positions than you. And they just start opening up additional listings for no reason at all.
Yeah, this practice actually was something that has been black hatted for sure by now. Black hat just means this is spammy way of doing things.
And they're doing it.
Yeah, and the way it would be, so back in the day, when I say back in 2 years ago, 3
Right.
years ago, you would have people open up 20 locations with profiles. And well, Google's like, well, dang, that's a big company. They got tons of profiles. We're going to reward and reward and reward.
Right.
Like we even had companies pitch to us the software that does it for you. If you remember.
Yep.
Which now I'm thinking about, they just got screwed.
Oh, and I'm kind of happy about that, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I don't
so-
like what Google's done here, but I like the end result of what it's supposed to be accomplishing.
I think if we could boil it down, Google really likes to have an even playing field. They really don't like people taking advantage or shortcutting the system. And in this new update, and we'll talk about the verification in just a second, because that's the other new update that
Right.
you don't hear much about, but we've been battling probably a couple months now for, and now it's become like the standard way of doing stuff.
Well, what does Google sell? Relevance.
Important, yeah, good, yeah,
Relevance.
accurate, relevant information on the fly.
Yeah, they want their user. So you're their customer. You, the business owner, are the customer. The consumer is everybody who's using it as the platform.
Yep.
All right. So a better way to say that, just to give you some perspective, is Coca-Cola sells to the grocery store. The grocery store is their customer, and the customer, the grocery store, sells their Coca-Cola product to the consumer who buys it. So Coca-Cola does not sell to me. I'm not their customer. I'm their consumer.
Yep.
Right. So same thing with Google.
Could you imagine a Coke store?
Well, I've been to one in Atlanta.
Well, okay, well that doesn't count.
So yes, it's crazy.
But could you imagine rolling down the street, like, the sidetrack here, they talk about like we've seen them in the airport, the Amazon personless
Right.
stores. Imagine a Coke store, not a vending machine, but like an actual Coke store. You walk into, it's all Coke products provided by Coke. Everything's Coke.
Right.
Use your Coke app to check out.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
That'd be pretty good. I like that.
Lots of flavors. A funny story, when I worked for Coca-Cola, I walked into this little store that wasn't buying products from us yet, and I asked them who their Coke dealer was, and they started to freak out. They're like, no, we don't do that here. That's not who we are. Anyway, so here's the deal. The person who's doing the search for your urgent care is the consumer. You are Google's customer, the urgent care provider, right? So where I was going with this is that they are trying to upgrade the experience for the consumer. That's what they're trying to do through these updates.
Yeah.
They want the most relevant information put in front of them at the time. So it builds authority for Google. They want you to never go to any other search engine. They don't even really want you to go to any other website, which is why they allow you to put your scheduler and phone calls and everything right there on the platform without you ever having to go to the website.
But then and that just reminded me of they killed Google site. Remember?
Yeah, they did. We needed to add that bullet point on.
Yeah,
here
I forgot to add that.
and we'll talk about that. Add that on there so we can talk about it. You're right. So that they are completely moving away from you. You have to have a website, but they don't want you to go to it. You have to have original content and not plagiarize, but they fully plagiarize by pulling your content and putting it on their website.
Yeah,
It's kind of unreal. Okay, let's get back to the Google Business Profile change, right? So the reason I think that they're doing this is to keep other businesses from opening up all these fake listings and giving a bad user experience. That's what I think they're trying to do for the consumer.
Yeah, because ultimately a consumer doesn't want to feel blindsided, lied to, and Google can't handpick these problems. They have to do mass change, and this is what they came up with to help fight it off. Because I mean, the reality is, when you get to what is Google, like 93% of all searches is on Google. Like, it's insane.
It's very dominant.
Like DuckDuckGo is like, it's gaining traction. I mean,
DuckDuckGo, and they were bought by Microsoft, which owns Bing.
which runs that, and you can run ads on DuckDuckGo.
That's right. Which you can.
Then you start to question privacy again. But anyway,
it doesn't exist. If you're on the internet, it's not private.
Yeah, if you
period.
block-
Because even if the platform blocked it, your cell phone does not.
no, and then your whoever provides you that internet connection definitely knows what you're doing. Side note,
There's some good software for that. Anyway, let's keep going.
but no, I mean, because if Google's product can't produce perfect results that people are expecting, it's going to keep losing. And then this is that first major fight that they're going to put up of like, forget it. We're not, these profiles are being hacked to pieces, manipulated, and just we're taking advantage of the platform. This is our best shot. And I guarantee you in 6 months, there'll be another major change to this, because this was so major that they're going to have to make some adjustments to it pretty soon, I bet.
Right.
But
Well, here's what we know. A lot of our listeners have multiple locations, and they're interested in and intending to open up more locations.
Yep.
So this is going to have an effect on you. One, you're going to be setting up new Google business profiles, or somebody like us is going to be doing it for you. So the verification process used to be, Michael, they would snail mail you a verification card directly to your business. You punch in those 5 codes and you're good.
well, and even before that, so I remember when I was doing websites for clients long ago, this is probably like 2011, 2012, say, can you set me up this Google business? I don't know what this is. Sure. And it used to be punch in your information, hit approve, submit, and here you go. They didn't even verify.
It was there.
They just wanted you to use it. And it was also G Plus or Google Plus.
Google Plus.
And then it became, well, what's your phone number? All right, let me punch it in. All right, it should be calling you. What's the code? Thanks, punch it in. Boom, takes 20 seconds. I loved that one. That was great.
Yeah, that was the easiest.
That was the best. It was actually reliable. The only problem you ran into if you had a answering machine thing that would grab it first. That's the only problem.
Like an extension.
Yeah. So that was cool. And then that started going away. Then we moved to postcards. And let's be honest, postcards have been terrible.
Yeah. Hit or miss. May or may not get them.
And then,
Reorder them.
like,
Cost money.
We literally, I mean, that's the part I don't understand. Like, literally, Google they went from basically a free service to verify to postcards, which was costing them probably 10 to 20 cents to mail it per time. And then we would never get them.
Right.
Like, we've had people that have been trying to verify a profile now for 3 months.
Still have them out there.
And then and we know it says 3 to 5 business days or whatever. Nothing. 2 weeks later, all right, we're going to submit again. And then one day it shows up, and it's always the mail person threw it away, or no. But the reality is, Google's system probably never sent it in the first place.
It also looks like junk mail.
It does. It's like a Google advertisement credit,
That's right.
and they chunk it. So that was a thing. And now we've been seeing this for a few months, but just recently, every new profile is requiring this is video,
Okay.
not just a quick recording of something. No, it's now when you log in, it's to verify your location. You hit a button. You have to make sure your phone has a login to that profile, and it turns on your camera.
Right.
And you got to walk through your office to prove like this is my location. And there you go. And then the other side too. Just 2 weeks ago, I had to take photographs outside of a location to show that it's a real place and not just some made up office. Like they've gotten really, like, I kind of like the video verification in the sense of A, it really gets away the spam.
Yes.
And then B, it's a whole lot faster than a card, because I don't think we've had any issues getting it verified beyond actually doing the video itself. That tends to work now.
Now, if they'll just go back and close out all the garbage Google business profiles, that'd be great.
Could you imagine if they had sent out a notification your profile will be deleted in 30 days if you can't provide a video?
Well, I mean,
That'd be tough.
Bye. See ya.
All of a sudden, the internet just got half the traffic it used to.
Well, I mean, I don't think the traffic would change. I just think some people would get super rich.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, the ones who verified their profiles would be showing up all the time.
Shooting up at the very top.
But what does this mean for you, the business owner? Well, I mean, if you've already set up your Google business profile, the only thing you're really going to see is a difference in where you go put your information in. But if you're trying to set up a different location, that's going to be a whole new experience.
Yeah, and there's layers. So, and we were saying, like, how do we add users to this thing? Oh, it's hidden behind three. Fun fact, if you see 3 dots, click on it.
Yeah, that's where everything
That's
is.
where everything else is, because they think that you don't need those items. So they put it under 3 dots. So if you're curious, how do I add my agency to my profile? Well, there are now 3 dots you click on. You go to settings, then you find manage users, then you add that. And the sad part is that interface that they add on top of it was so thrown together, like it looks terrible. It's something else.
Well, this isn't going to affect you specifically, but this is an interesting caveat, is they used to provide a free Google site, a Google website as part of your Google business profile. And look, if you're running a patient care facility of any type, you better not have that. You better have a legitimate website.
Okay? We set up for SEO purposes.
Yeah, for SEO.
But we don't actually link it on the profile or anything. Like, you can find it if you needed to, but there's no, when you have website link, it used to be, it would take you to a Google site if you didn't have, because I always remember when you set up a new profile, I said, do you have a website? No? Great. We can have one for you.
Well, imagine now all of the fake business profiles with fake websites driving fake traffic to fake locations. All of that's going to be gone. So here's the thing. This is a catch-22. The negative side is there's a whole bunch of crazy like changes that have happened that just make it more difficult for you to do what you need on Google. And Google is the most important way for you to get found. That's how your patients are looking for you.
Yep.
So you need to know that. The good part about that is all of your competitors and all these people that are making all these fake Google listings, those are going away. And I love that. I think that's a win.
Yeah, I really, and the nice thing is that will help us honestly fix a lot of problems. That
Our newer clients, if you're going to come on board with us in the near future, you're going to get frustrated with us setting up your Google business profile, though, because we're in this together.
Yeah, we can't, we
can no longer do it for you. You have to do it for us.
There's no, well, there is kind of a support line to Google, but they really don't care.
Yeah, they don't know.
Like
they want you to get your phone out, video yourself in front of your office, your patient facility.
But at least they can still add users. Now, if they ever got rid of adding users, that would just not be fun.
All right. Quick little bonus change, and then we'll wrap up the episode. What else are they getting rid of?
So we all heard of Google Analytics. That's been around probably 20 years now.
That's right.
It's gone through tons of iterations. Well, 2 or 3 years ago, Universal Analytics was the hot new thing. You saw a lot of UA dash whatever. Well, that's going away. So in Google world, when they get rid of something, they sunset something, which means they gracefully get rid of it. And so they've gracefully been telling this for a while. And then as of today, they started firing out emails saying July 1st, 2023 is the final date for Universal Analytics. What does that mean? Well, if you don't change it by then to their newest platform, which is the GA4 stuff, all your tracking goes away, which to you, like, that's not that big of a deal. It's a huge deal if you're running ads. It's a huge deal if you're doing any type of work on your website and you're paying somebody to do stuff. If that data goes away, you start losing a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, Google's using that information to make sure that you're relevant on their search engines.
Yeah, like I can tell you right now, you get a small boost in rankings if you have analytics installed on your site, because the more products you use of Google, the more they reward you. Now, I'm not saying, install analytics and make a big difference. Not necessarily, but the reality is, if we were doing a site doing a client right now at SEO and we didn't have analytics installed, we'd fire ourselves.
Yeah, we wouldn't be doing SEO at that point, would we?
No, not at all. So what's happening? So they're migrating everybody to GA4. They're forcing it down your throats. Now, here's the part that I don't like is, once again, the interface changes dramatically. So some of the stuff that you're very comfortable with in analytics is going away. Finding reporting is going away. It's all very different. It's very open, where it used to be, here's some things, here's some reports, send an email, done. Now it's like, well, you can kind of build whatever report you want, but you kind of have to know what you're doing.
You have to be a developer.
Yeah, and I'm hoping when they sunset Universal Analytics next year, they'll actually pre-package some nice reporting in GA4 to make it not sting as much. Because even now when you look at the new interface, you're like, what am I? Streams? What are streams?
What is this that I'm looking at?
Yeah, exactly. I had that moment the first time I saw GA4. Like, what is this? Why is it? And they don't even have a. Oh, that's funny. I thought about that. They don't have a certification on it. And I remember when Devin got his analytics certification. Well, that's obsolete.
Yeah.
It really is.
Now that you have it, you don't need it, and it's worthless.
Yeah, exactly.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, our agency, Patient Care Marketing Pros, we are a Google partner.
Yep.
In order to become a Google partner, you have to go through their training and you have to go through their certification process. And I'll tell you why that matters is because this is an unregulated industry.
Yeah, this is the platforms trying to regulate themselves.
That's right. That's right. Because you can get any, in the roofing world, we call them a chuck in a truck. In the marketing world, it's called a side hustle.
Yeah.
And you can find any guy, any girl that's got a computer that pretends to know what they're talking about, and you can lose a lot of money by listening to somebody like that.
Yep.
Some of them are good. Don't get me wrong. That's how I started. But at the same time, we got certified and certified and certified. Nonetheless, they are sunsetting Google Analytics. Here's the thing. I want to do a quick call to action, and then, Michael, you can wrap us up and take us out, okay?
Yep.
So if you are struggling with Google Business Profile, or you're struggling getting Google Analytics converted over to Google Analytics 4, book a time with us. We'll help you. Put a 15-minute strategy session. Go to Patient Care Marketing Pros, click on strategy session, and just put in the comments when you're scheduling out with us that you need help with your Google Business Profile or your Google Analytics. We're here to serve you. We're here to help you. And I don't think Michael would have a problem with it. I certainly wouldn't have a problem with it. If you book in either one of our calendars, we'll help you get set up, or at least try and help you walk through some of the problems that you may be having with either one of those platforms.
Because it's one of the things that we honestly, like, it's just like any software, half your battle is knowing where to click.
That's right.
And that's what we're going to help you do, is knowing where to click and what piece of code to install somewhere. Because I was even setting up a new site today, and I was looking at GA4, and they don't want you to drop in a piece of header code anymore. They don't want you to drop in a script. They want you to install their site kit and connect everything through APIs, which is probably more stable, but and it's faster on the site. But anyway, yeah, it's not difficult. You just got to know where to click.
And this is what we do all day, every day.
Yeah, like too many times a day.
That's right.
But and just as note too, I think part of the reason why GA4 is being pushed so hard is that now in GA4 you can now, with one account, monitor your iOS apps, your Android apps, your website. If you have a company that has all these things, it's now one spot, which is better data. It really is.
Right.
And then they want you to connect to their tag manager. They want you to do all these things. So you are so tied into Google, it would be so painful to disconnect from.
I mean, what else is there to get integrated into, though, really?
Yeah, right.
Bing, DuckDuckGo.
Yeah.
I mean,
Alta Vista.
GeoCities. Anyway,
Good times.
Look, here's the thing. We're here to help you if you need help with those different scenarios with your Google Business Profile or your Google Analytics. There's 3 of us on the team here, 4 really, if we could ever get Brad to like pop in if he needed to.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's 4 of us here who could help you set something up if you need it.
Yep.
Go to patientcaremarketingpros.com, schedule a 15-minute session with us. It says strategy session, but really just put in the notes, hey, I need help with my Google Business Profile. We're not going to sell you anything. We're just here to help.
Yeah, I mean, we're here to help every single time. But all right, guys. Well, I thought it was going to be quick, but once again, it never is.
Never fails, man.
No, that
Never
20-minute
fails.
mark just goes right on by. But yeah, we came off of Miami. Let's talk about change. Here we are. And then we are now, God, we're only a month away from the end of the year.
Don't even get me started. We're in November, going into December. I have to be honest with you. Like, can I be vulnerable for a second?
Yeah.
I'm happy to put 22 in my rearview mirror.
Absolutely.
I am. Listen, the podcast has been amazing. We've met so many great people.
It is definitely a shining spot in 2022.
It is, but I mean, we've been through a company restructure. Look, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer here. We've done a lot of great work for a lot of great companies, but I'm ready to see what 23 holds. I think it's going to be an amazing year.
Yeah, it's one of those things. So one of the things that we do in our company, we like to recount our wins.
Yeah.
And that was super important this year to do that.
Yeah, we were counting them.
We were counting them one
like
by one.
hand.
Yeah, don't let them subtract out. All right, guys, we will catch you on the next one.
All right, have a great week. We'll see you next time.